Ultra performers here. It's Pradeep Sangha. I'm just going to go through a particular topic here that I think a lot of teams can actually do a way better job on. It's goal setting. But before I get into that, we're trying a new style of videos here. I'm going to be shooting more stuff from home more frequently using my nifty little blackboard here. It's one of my favorite tools. If you don't have one yourself, I highly encourage you to use it. And it's a hit with kids as well. My kids love to come on here and use it for their electronic paint board, you can say. And so let's talk about goal setting here. Why is goal setting so important? Goal settings is critical because it's what sets the stage for your team to perform at the highest level. Without a goal, the individuals on your team are going to be doing different things, and they're not going to be aligning and being collaborative and cooperative and what I call compounding results. So you want your people to be compounding results rather than competing with each other. We see this a lot with high performing teams in the business world. So especially with executive teams, is that yes, they're trying to achieve a particular target, but a lot of times there's internal competition that becomes very dysfunctional. So goal setting is important, but I don't want to go through the typical goal setting exercise because you've probably been through there. You probably have had consultants take you through, but I'm going to talk about what are the key elements that are missing. And I want to share an example here because when I was doing some work with one particular executive team, I was asking them about their goals. And what I noticed at the very beginning was that there's no engagement, there's no excitement, and there's no, you can say, enthusiasm. And that's one of the critical factors for having effective goals for your teams is they have to be engaged. They have to be enthusiastic about it. If they're not engaged, they're not going to be persistent. So the first element that I find missing for teams is emotions. And so there is a difference between an average goal, what I'm going to say average, versus a premium goal. And you want premium goals. You want goals where your team are getting completely engaged, they're completely behind it. So just like there's a difference between, let's just say gas, the quality of gas, there's a difference in terms of the difference between a good quality goal and a premium goal, an average goal and a premium goal, a crappy goal and a premium goal. And you want premium goals because that's going to set the stage, as I said before. So the first one is emotions. You want to get your team engaged and have some emotions behind the goals. And there's been plenty of studies done, particularly with Stanford, around emotions and goal setting and goals in particular. And the power that emotions play. People are more persistent, they're more passionate, they're more consistent. So if your people do not have strong emotions behind their goal, they're not going to be as engaged. Secondly, there has to be a meaning, a strong purpose or meaning behind achieving that goal. So what is the meaning behind it? If goal is to make, let's just say $100 million this year for your executive team, well, what's the meaning behind that? What is that actually going to do? If there's no meaning behind it, it becomes an empty goal, and you don't want an empty goal. So the first one is emotions. The second one is meaning. The third one is it needs to be a win-win-win. And what I mean by that is that it needs to be a win for all the parties. It needs to be a win for your executive team. It needs to be a win for your clients. It needs to be a win for all your employees and potentially even a win for your community, the broader community that you serve, or the communities where your head offices or your locations are located. So there has to be a component of win-win-win. Yes, there's a practical piece to this. You want people engaged, but there's also an energetic piece to this and a spiritual piece to this. And it comes back to that good old karma. If it's not good for somebody else, but it's only good for you, it's not going to work out very well. If it's good for somebody else, but it's not good for you, it's not going to work out very well. If it's not good for the community, it's not going to work out very well. And hopefully I said that straight because it has to be a win for all parties. There's a ton of energy that gets put behind this. And also the universe backs you up with this as well. The fourth one is growth. That's personal growth. So every individual that is within that team, they need to grow as an individual in some way, shape, or form, because that's what creates true inspiration, is when a person on your executive team sees how they've grown from the previous period or the previous project or the previous initiative. So they look back and they say, wow, I've changed, I've grown, I've evolved, I'm better as a result of that. If your goals as a team have this fourth element, this is going to be extremely powerful. And the fifth one is a challenge. And challenge is great. And I think a lot of executive teams are good with putting challenge into their goal setting. A lot of times we call it a stretch goal, but there needs to be a key challenge there. And the challenge doesn't have to be a collective challenge. It can be an individual challenge. So each person is challenged in a particular way that forces them or enables them to grow. So these are the 5 elements here. And if you're missing one of these 5 elements, you're not going to have as powerful of a goal for your team as you could have. But if you include these, watch what happens to your people. They get completely engaged, they become passionate, they become enthusiastic about it. There is a momentum that is created as a result of having these 5 goals. So let's just sum this up. If you're having a tough time getting your people inspired, if you're not seeing the results that you're looking for, if you're not seeing the momentum that you're looking for, go back to your goals and see if you have an effective goal or effective goals. And if they are premium goals, if they're just average goals, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. And a way to get the premium goals is through these 5 things that I just chatted with you about.